When I last left you, I was leaving the town of Baca, which was just a little bit east of Lincoln, New Mexico. And only thing I had really to do was to convince the cows to let me leave. First thing on the agenda was to get some breakfast, and as I pulled in the town of Capitan, which was just down the road, they had the streets closed off. I couldn't figure out why. Well, it turns out it's Smokey Bear's birthday. Smokey Bear was found near this town clinging to a burnt tree. He then became the mascot for forest fires, and he was also buried in this town of Capitan. And they did it up right. They had the blow up Smokey Bear head. They had booths all over the place with Smokey Bear swag. And so I wandered around town for a while after I got my breakfast, and he was even buried in this little park here, and I walked the park and paid my respects to Smokey Bear. They were giving away all kinds of Smokey Bear swag. I'll share a little bit of my takes with you. These first things were I got two Red Cross pillowcases that you're able to color. They're nice and thick white. I could use some pillowcases. I guess you're supposed to color these animals. I doubt I'll do that. I also got this Smokey the Bear jar opener. It's sticky on one side, opens those tough jars of salsa. Got some Red Cross lip balm, some funky green sunglasses, a chip clip that says prevent wildfires, a couple carabiners, help Smokey prevent wildfires. And I also got a map of New Mexico's BLM land, which is Bureau of Land Management, and national forest lands, which allows you to camp free. So it's a good map to let you know where you can camp free and where you can't. My goal today was just to get a little bit closer to my friend Walt's place in East Albuquerque. And so I picked out this another dispersed camping site called Red Cloud. Once arrived, this was just going to be a sleep and go. But once I arrived, just backed up into camp and collected some firewood and made provisions for the night.
Well, kids, you know the old saying, be careful what you wish for. I couldn't wait to get out of the heat of South Texas, Southwest Texas, and even in Carlsbad, it was hot. In fact, my car suffered vapor lock and had to be rescued. But that's a different story for a different video. Um, so tonight, I'm in another dispersed camping spot about maybe 45 minutes south of Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I'm literally out here. Had to come in on a dirt road, five miles on a dirt road, and you're literally out here with the cows. I mean, just had some cows go right through my camp, little baby ones too, and it was so cute. Um, and gathered up enough wood to start a fire. I don't think I'll be out here late singing "Kumbaya" or anything. It's supposed to get in the low 40s tonight. But previous camper was kind enough to leave me a pile of wood, so I fired up a campfire. This is one of the first campsites I had where they didn't have a whole complete fire restriction ban. Everything's so dry, but they allow fires in the pit area only. So I decided to light one up today and Probably going to light something else up as well, but just thought I'd have a beer with y'all. Tomorrow morning, I'm headed up to just east of Albuquerque to see a friend, Walt. Probably going to give the car an oil change and a radiator flush. She's been good to me, so I'm going to treat her good back. And then probably turn around and head back south, or at least west, but probably veer a little bit southwest, and kind of point my butt somewhere in the direction of the Grand Canyon. So trying to work on the videos, but man, it's the bane of my existence. But just haven't had enough shitty weather for me to lock myself in the camper and do it. But I promise I'll get to them. And yeah, that's all I got. Cheers.
In the morning, I made my way up to Walt and his wife Kim's place. I took care of the car. They took care of me. Had a great steak dinner. Did some hot dubbing. Played some guitar with Walter. Thanks a lot, both of you. Cheers, Walt and Kim. You're the best.
Just a nomadic troubadour living like a king tonight.
Of course you are.
Yes, the nomadic troubadour is living like a king tonight.
In the morning, despite the weather forecast, I decided to head up to Fenton Lake.
The drive up to Fenton Lake State Park is absolutely gorgeous. Man, just want to get out and fly my drone everywhere, but it's supposed to get down below freezing up here tonight. Shit, might even see a little bit of snow in the morning. Who the hell knows? Supposedly some storm coming in, so I think I'm going to be around 7,000 feet if the Chevy gets there. And yeah, we could have a little snow on the ground here in New Mexico mountains. We'll see.
And that's exactly what happened. After a miserable night with the temperatures plummeting, I woke up to an ice storm.
Okay, this is probably a bad idea. Taking the Blues Cruiser, who hasn't seen snow in 30 years, pulling a trailer. Along an ice mountain pass. But if I don't get down this mountain now, I am probably going to be looking at getting down this mountain in multiple inches of snow. I'm hoping I can just get maybe just 1,000 feet less to turn this into rain. I'm home free. Worst that can happen is go over the side of a cliff. This is not
that's what I did. I crept down that mountain so slow with my four-way flashers going. The only saving grace is there was nobody stupid enough to go down it or nobody stupid enough to come up it while I was traveling down. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it was a white knuckle ass puckering drive, but after about 15-20 minutes I got down to an elevation where it started to turn to rain. Pulled over for some breakfast. By the time breakfast was over, hell, the sun was shining. Realistically, I should have heeded the weather forecast. The weather forecast did call for low temperatures. They did call for ice storms and possibly snow. But I went up to Lake Fenton anyways at an elevation of about 8,000 feet, which was the highest the car had been at that point on this trip. And although the early drive was beautiful, once I got to camp, the weather did hit hard, the temperature dropped. It was a miserable night sleeping, and as you can see, a more miserable night coming down. But once I came down, the drive back through Jemez Springs, Jemez Pueblo, through the Red Rock area was just absolutely gorgeous. If you get a chance to do this drive, it's Highway 4 north, just on the west side of Albuquerque, New Mexico. All in all, things turned all right. I'd have loved to avoid the white knuckle ride and the wasted miles going up to Lake Fenton. I didn't really get to enjoy it with the ice storm happening, but everything worked out okay, and got back to the highway, pointed myself southwest, and was headed for Black Creek Canyon, where I got to see wild horses. So join me next week where we hang out in a reservoir, see some wild horses, and get closer to the Grand Canyon. Thanks for watching, y'all. Hit the bell, ring the button, like, subscribe, etc., etc.